Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm privileged to welcome a very accomplished and senior professional from Dubai, Mr. Vishal Anand. Vishal, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Vishal is a senior director of IT. He has over 24 years of experience in diverse roles in aviation, travel and tourism, retail, and the hospitality industry. And he has been recognized, awarded, and felicitated several times. So, Vishal, before we start talking about IT, tell me about your own journey in brief.
Okay. Just my name is Vishal, and I'm an electronics graduate, and I've done my master's in business administration from UK. I have around uh, 25 years of experience in the diverse roles in multiple domains, such as aviation, travel and tourism, retail, and hospitality section. So Ashutosh, I landed in Dubai in 1997, and I'm very grateful to this country, which has shaped the person who I am.
Mm.
If I have to tell about myself, it's my professional. I am my personal side. I'm married with two kids. My son is doing his undergrad program in biotech in Waterloo University in Canada, and my daughter is just got admitted into University of Toronto for our architecture undergraduation.
Wonderful.
So that's what I am on the personal
Fantastic.
side.
So let's talk about information technology, and from what you may refer to as the dinosaur age. When I finished my business school, we still had those massive computers with COBOL and Fortran and the punch cards. So my first question to you is, how has the role of IT evolved over the years? And what are some of the skills crucial for IT professionals today?
Yeah, no, Ashutosh, it's surprising that you call yourself dinosaur. No, I think you are very much switched on with the latest technologies. What I believe from the conversations I've had, right? But okay, going back over the IT, over the last 25 years I've been here, I can definitely say that the landscape of the IT function has significantly changed, and the role of the IT professionals have undergone a remarkable transformation, right? So the question of IT evolution and skills are interlinked, right? You cannot separate them. Right from being in the olden days confined to a very back office, back room operations, we now IT stands as a level playing strategic partner along with the business, right? Where we align technology with the core objectives of the organization. And with the advent of the cloud computing and mobile technologies, our focus has shifted from managing a cloud-based services and ensuring a seamless mobility. So I would say that gone are the days where we had siloed specializations in IT, right? So I would say versatility is the key strength now, while the expertise in specific areas remains very valuable. But the IT professionals are expected to possess a broader understanding of various technologies, right? So it will enable us to collaborate effectively and adapt to the dynamic project requirements.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, and also I would say is that as we no longer react to issues, right? We proactively address them. In the past, IT was deemed as a reactive one, but now we are proactive. We have cybersecurity, we have data analysis, we do a lot of predictive maintenance. These are the crucial skills that we employ to safeguard our organization, or or rather stay one step ahead in the cyber threats, right? And also, as the world is shrinking, and they say called globalization, and the businesses are expanding globally, we as IT professionals must embrace the challenges of addressing or operating in international context. You did mention that you were in Singapore, you were in Dubai, but it is important that IT professionals understand the international context. What works in US necessarily not works in Middle East, right? So understanding the diverse cultural nuances, I would call it, and navigating through the various regulations is now integral to our roles, right? And in today's IT landscape, possessing a diverse skill is a paramount. So,
and you're so right, Vishal, that today the head of IT is a very key C-suite position. So my question to you is that how do you approach the task of aligning IT strategies with the overall business goals of an organization?
That's a very good question. So, as an IT professional, my approach to aligning IT strategies with the overall business goals will be based on a very systematic and a collaborative process, right?
Mm,
First of all, we need to make sure that we understand the organization's business objectives.
mm,
What is their vision? What are the long-term goals? And that can happen only by engaging the key stakeholders and the decision makers, right?
mm,
So if I have to go, I would have once I have a clear understanding of what are the business objectives, I would assess the existing IT infrastructure and processes to identify areas where technology can play a value add or support
correct.
the achievement of those goals.
Mm,
I believe that collaboration and communication play a crucial role in this process, right? Because we
mhm,
have to work with various departments, and we can't just do it on our own in a siloed manner, right? We need to
mm.
understand the specific needs and challenges.
Right.
So then once we have done that, prioritization would be the key aspect. So I will align the IT initiatives based on their potential impact that will have it on the business objectives. What is the ROI? How does it create a strategic roadmap in contributing to the business goals, right? This
Mm,
will be the approach. And as part of this approach, we need to do a continuous evaluation and adapt, right? So
mm,
agility is key. I will remain agile and responsive to the changing business needs and technology trends,
mm.
ensuring the strategies remain relevant. So this is key for any
Very
strategy
interesting.
execution thing, right? So
Fascinating.
yeah, so in summary, I would say my approach by aligning IT strategies, business goals involves a comprehensive collaborative process,
Mm,
focusing on understanding the business objectives, prioritizing the projects, mitigating the risks, measuring the performance of how it is doing, and then create a culture of constant alignment and support. This way, I
Fascinating.
think we can sustain.
Fascinating. Great response. Thank you. And what, in your opinion, are some of the emerging technologies or trends in IT that you find particularly exciting or promising?
I think that has let me think about it. Right? So
Mm,
IT is rapidly evolving. You would agree, and that
correct.
several emerging technologies that present exciting for me. It would be first one would be is the artificial intelligence and machine
Correct.
learning. The
Correct.
the ongoing, and people would have heard about Chat GPT and all of those, right?
Mm,
That's
mm,
just a nip in the bud. The ongoing advancements in AI and ML will transform or continue to transform multiple industries, right?
mm,
Right from natural processing languages to predictive analytics. These technologies have a potential to revolutionize decision-making processes and or also automate complex processes, right? So
mm,
in our organization, for example, we use AI for multiple use cases, right? From facial identity, doing NFMB recommendations, doing invoice approvals, doing upselling, cross-selling of F&B products as well as rooms, so on and so forth. So that would be one area I would say is one a new trend that has caught my attention, and we apply and use those in our organization.
mm, mm,
Second one I would say is Internet of Things. With the mobile things, with
mm.
the Wi-Fi, etc., connected, the Internet of Things is rapidly evolving, right? Connecting
Correct.
different objects to Internet. This opens up a lot of opportunities for enhanced customer experiences through interconnected devices, right? So
Mm,
that is the second thing. Third thing, which I would say is the biometric authentication, such as facial recognition,
right.
fingerprint scanning. These are
Mm,
also becoming very prevalent to enhance security as well as enhance the user experience. So in our organization, for example,
mm,
we use online check-in process where we use people do it online through facial identification, and then they try to check-in process. And then subsequently, we have use cases where we use those facial biometric information for paying for a bill, availing services within for breakfast or spa, so on and so forth. And
mm,
last I would say is extended reality, Ashutosh.
mm,
There is an integration of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Or
mm.
a combination of all this opens up new possibilities in training, education, remote collaboration. I don't know if you have seen the recent Apple tech conference
Yeah.
where they showed the new device where you can actually do, right. So these kind of things actually really are very exciting for
Very
me.
fascinating. And
Yeah.
yet, Vishal, one of the other challenges when you look at so many open platforms and the cloud, etc., there is this whole issue of cybersecurity and ensuring data privacy. I'd love to get your perspectives on what can organizations do to ensure their own security and privacy.
Okay, so there are several strategies and best practices we can follow, and I think in our organization we are, I would say that we are a notch ahead with regards, because ours is a semi-government organization, so we are very strict on cybersecurity and data privacy.
Yeah.
Right? So some of the strategies we can think of is like we have proper risk assessment and threat modeling. Like, so we regularly do a risk assessment, which will help us identify what are the potential vulnerabilities in our IT systems, right? And by threat modeling, we try to do what can we do to address those cyber threats before they become a problem. Simple basic rules such as strong password policies. We enforce very strong password policies across the organization, and there's something called as multi-factor authentication, right? That is something supported by Microsoft. It's implemented for all crucial applications. So and we also prioritize in educating our employees the significance and creating on safeguarding the strong passwords. And how do we do this? We do a constant, our employees constantly undergo trainings through cyber security trainings to stay updated on what is the best practice, what is the importance of data privacy. So it's important we raise the awareness about the phishing scams, social engineering scams, and we run through sample tests to just keep them on constant check, right? The other thing which we do is also we do regular software updates, patch management. So we ensure that our operating system always is up to date with the latest security patches. So because any outdated software can open and expose us for any vulnerabilities. And last but not the least, I would say we need to have an incident response plan for any such incidents that may happen for cybersecurity or data privacy. It's important that we have a BCP program or ICP to take, we know a documented steps what happens in case we have to take a breach. So a combination of all of this, I would say that we can enhance our organization's cybersecurity defenses.
And given all the positives that we have been speaking about, do you see any challenges in the IT landscape in the world?
I think challenges is an integral part of any role or any function, right? Be it IT or any function, right? But as an IT professional, I see the current landscape presenting both challenges, but at the same time, a lot of exciting opportunities, right? On the challenges front, Ashutosh, I would say that the cybersecurity threats, which I just spoke about, are on the rise. You rightly pointed it. It's very crucial that we continuously bolster our defenses to protect the sensitive data and maintain the user trust, because having the customer trust or employee trust is important. Cybersecurity is all right. Data privacy and compliance is another area of concern as we navigate through the complexities of addressing the different regulations across different countries, be it GDPR and so on and so forth. Because GDPR is a very European thing, but each country, like even in Middle East, Saudi has come up with a very detailed data privacy article. So we need to be, that's one other thing. As we do a global organization, we need to cater to that.
Correct.
And then the digital transformation is again a very big focus that I see. It also, although it is exciting, but it comes with a fair share of complexities, right? Integrating legacy systems with modern technologies and managing that cultural shift. The mindset in the organization is very important. So cultural shift requires a lot of careful planning and execution. So, and also these skills and the skills shortage, I would say these new technologies which come in, emerging technologies like AI or data science, it poses a challenge for business to constantly stay competitive and innovative, and attracting the talent is becoming another challenge, I would say. But at the same time, again, if I flip it around, we have exciting opportunities. AI and automation have very immense potential to enhance the operational efficiencies, customer services, decision making, and I think we can, by infusing AI, I would think that we can unlock significant benefits to the organizations, right?
Well said.
And and data analytics is another opportunity. I would see it plays a very crucial role in providing valuable insights into the customer behavior. What are the market trends? We have recently used data from our operational systems, and then used it with this knowledge. We are able to recommend to the customers what is the best option, what will work for them, right? That helps in upselling and cross-selling. So I would say in conclusion, as IT professional, I see an immense potential in AI, automation, the IoTs, data analytics. All of these can drive innovation and efficiencies for
Correct.
businesses.
Correct.
And unless the challenges such as cyber securities, compliances, skill shortages, we can overcome in this period.
Well said. And, given the fact that, you just spoken about IoT, you've spoken of AIML, you've spoken about data analytics, I'd love to get your perspective on how will all this be able to enhance service delivery and customer satisfaction?
Okay, so let's break it down into pieces, right? So when you say service delivery, right? Service delivery is all about how are we as an IT organization become a strategic enabler to the operations functions, right? And the ultimate goal of any organization is how can I increase my revenue, and how can I actually add value or have my customer hooked on to our organization. So ours is a hospitality industry. We are very focused on customer elevating the customer experiences. So all our technology innovations or all our deliveries are towards ensuring that the customer elevation or customer experiences are elevated. Once those elevations are achieved, eventually and automatically, and for us customers, when I say IT as a strategic enabler, for us customers are the end customers as well as the business departments, right? So we need to cater to providing initiatives and technologies where both the customers, internal customers as well as the external customers are happy. And our goal would be to ensure that we do all our efforts will be to endure that particular achievement goal.
Well said. Well said. My next question is that, infrastructure in IT is getting more and more complex, more and more, you need much more infrastructure. And I remember when I look at my little mobile phone, it is more powerful than the Tata's Burroughs B1900 computers that ITC had imported in the early 80s, and at a fraction of the cost.
I'm searching for my mobile phone, but anyway,
no worries.
Fine.
As a senior IT leader, how do you see infrastructure planning and management to ensure scalability and flexibility?
Yeah, so you are so right, Ashutosh. In the past, what I used to call the floppy disk. Let's take it as an example, right? We had such a small floppy disk size, and that was to have only 1.44 MB. And now I was searching for my phone, and we have 1 terabyte phone. I have just as a simple example of a disk space, as an example of how things are moved, right? So it's in I would say that in approaching IT infrastructure planning, scalability and flexibility, we need to follow a very systematic process to ensure we meet the organization's evolving needs, is what I would say. First and foremost, I would say we understand the organization's requirements. I told that earlier. So as part of our exercise to align the IT strategy to the business objectives, as part of that exercise, when we meet, you clearly know what the plans are, right? So we take care of scalability, which is a key focus during our planning exercise. We anticipate what is the future growth in data volume, what is the future growth in user volumes, what are the applications demands, to ensure our infrastructure can accommodate these increasing requirements. That will be the first one, right? And we as an organization, what is cloud first. So we embrace cloud solutions, leveraging the flexibility and scalability they offer. For me, I believe that cloud computing allows us to scale up, scale down based on the demand. So that reduces the need for upfront capital hardware investments, right? And then high availability and redundancies are also vital aspects of our infrastructure design. So if we implement failover mechanisms, data replication, so this will ensure that the continuous operations in case of any hardware or network failures. And then network, next thing I would focus on is on network planning. We use organized tools to actually do that by doing testing it and then also adjust the network configuration as the demands change. And last but not the least, I would ensure that regular monitoring is what is important. This will allow us to identify and address any bottlenecks which will we do, right? So these are the key things. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for a great response. So I've got time for two more questions for you.
Yeah.
My next question is that if you were to look in a crystal ball, what do you see as the future of IT? And in the industry that you're in the coming years? I mean, there's a lot of talk of the metaverse, and then that seems to have all gone quiet.
Okay. I think I briefly touched upon it in my previous response, right? So currently in the future of IT, I think AI plays a different, very significant role.
Right.
And a combination of AI and machine learning is going to significantly transform the way we see the world. I definitely believe that. And I also believe, and you touched upon metaverse, but if you see that that it has slowly died down, but I think it is picking up with the Apple's new extended reality that is coming up. I think it is going to catch. I believe that it is going to catch pace. The integration of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. So I don't know if you have seen that ad. You actually can see in the reality, you can see the person sitting there, but also you can be in your virtual world. So this mixed reality opens up a new possibilities, be it in entertainment, be it in education, remote collaboration. I can see the way we can talk as if we are in the same room. So I think we will. These are the things I see that will move forward.
I agree. And my last question to you, Vishal, and this is for you personally. Given all your success as a senior IT leader, what would you say are 3 lessons you would want a lot of our young viewers and listeners to take away when you look at your own journey and all the successes you've had?
If it is only, it's very difficult to pin down in 3. I mean, if I have to just 3, I would call it as the stakeholder management. That will be a very important key. Change and business adoption will be the second one, and then the actual system adoption itself. So, I tell you what I mean, right? So, see, as part of my role, we have many challenges which are very prevalent in any organization.
Yeah.
Right? When you're implementing new technologies or new processes or new platforms, and these 3 things, along with regulatory compliance. So, when I say regulatory compliance, be it cybersecurity, data privacy, country laws, among all of these, I think these 3 are important. And because, for example, stakeholder management is very key. We should be able to have the ability to communicate complex technical concepts in a clear and understandable manner so that we can manage the expectations and address the concerns of the various stakeholders. And once that is done, automatically the business adoption and change adoption follows.
Well said. And on that note, and your 3 excellent lessons, thank you, Vishal, for speaking to me about your own amazing journey. I mean, I think you reached Dubai, and I'm sure you made a big difference to all the organizations that you worked for. Thank you for talking to me at such length about information technology. I learned several new things from you today. Thank you also for talking to me about how the IT business and how the world of IT seems to be evolving and how you see the future. Thank you for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Ashutosh. You have a nice day.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.